Alright, weird to see two of the red things up at once. I'm having to redo this video because the previous one, when I first did this, it got completely blocked because of copyright. So instead, like I've done before, I'm just basically going to record from here and basically just tell you what happened behind the scenes here. So again, it's silent, so it shouldn't be a problem. Let's get started. Basically, it's the intro here. Basically, what this whole thing was going to be was basically me going over the tracks on what's it called, Monster Truck Destruction Tour, and that was going to basically make it to where I was basically going to go over to the public track, the basic community list, and review tracks. So here's how it went. Alright, here we go. Yeah, this is like special like occasion kind of thing. Like this is like special like basically director's cut of the thing, which unfortunately is the only thing you're gonna find because I won't be able to publish the actual video. So yeah. So this first one was Mega Monster Mashup. Like here's how it looked. There was a nice jump right here. Came around, there's this. Almost a backflip. Didn't get the backflip in. This is right here, that part right there is the part I really hate. I feel like there was like way too many campers right there. Like right over there in the middle. I feel like there was way too many campers. I feel like there should have been a little bit less campers there. That was my only problem with this map. This map was great. This map was a really great map to start off with. It was really fun. There was a lot of stuff to do. I just wish the campers weren't there right off the bat. Because it really did like mess up the run a bit. I hit this stack. Almost took out the camper entirely. Hit that. And went to this camper. Took it out. Went for the big jump. Hit that jump. Ooh. Slung it a bit. Took out this camper. The piece got stuck into me and sent me around. Weirdly enough. Again, I will show you reactions and stuff because I don't feel like recreating reactions because it sounds cringy. So yeah, this is basically just what I was doing with basically my entire run and everything. Over the jump. And when the timer went out, I gave this thing I ended up giving this thing, I think, a 9 out of 10. Yeah. A 9 out of 10. That was the score I gave it. Anyways, next track, I'm just going to move straight along to it. Maybe to make this a little faster. Roman's up next. And this track was a little bit confusing for me. I was a little confused because there was ramps. There's 2 ramps right here that you can do stuff on. But there wasn't much to do. Other than the 3 ramps here. I tried to get up to the top to see what I need to do. I felt like maybe there was like a challenge you need to do, but I couldn't do it. I would play like the reaction here, but it's a bit long. I'm just straight up confused most of this time, like trying to figure out what do I do here? Like, what is this? Ended up giving this one I thought about a 3 out of 10. Oh, no, I did give it a 3 out of 10, looks like. Yeah, I did. I gave it a 3 out of 10. Well, hold on. Let me go back real quick because there was a score here. Okay, never mind. It's a later track. This track was it was kind of cool. The big thing with this next track was the fact that basically it wasn't really meant for a freestyle, really. It's more meant just for like just whatever, basically. Basically, I was driving around here, figuring out what do I do, and then Millennium Falcon, by the way. I saw there's something like, oh, okay, there's something. Two wheels, last resort, Cyclone. I realized that was a Millennium Falcon. Like, oh, okay, Star Wars related. Okay. Then I finally did somewhat like follow the track, see what this is all about. Thought this was cool. Swipe Lily over this. Destruction a little bit. A little bit of destruction, don't mind me. Going through. Again, I can't wait to do the next video, but let's hope this next time I won't have to resort to this method. Because I really don't want to do that. Right through the sandstorm. And I was wondering, I couldn't see, so I was wondering, what do I do? Where do I go? And then I realized right here is the end of the race. So yeah, nothing other than that. There's really nothing else here other than pyramids, which don't really work well for like ramps and stuff, unfortunately, because they're so like steep. It's just impossible. So that was basically kind of the end of the map. I would rate it like I think an 8 out of 10. It's really cool. It's very fast and everything. It's awesome, but I just said 8 out of 10 mainly because again, this track doesn't seem to be good for freestyle or just anything. Its main use was for like just was like for I would say the main thing was the fact that basically it's basically meant for racing mainly. There's not really much you could do for freestyle really, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So I rate it 8 out of 10. And then we move on to the Tampa show, I think. I repaired the truck. And then community, Tampa 2011 show 1. And I thought this was going to be a realistic track. Definitely a realistic one. Oh crap! The bit rate looked awful right there. Bit rate. All right, I basically started just racing around, doing stunts like that. I almost flipped it over there. I came back around, attacked this jump from the rear, like from the wrong way, and I really like that part because it's like your classic Monster Jam wheelie ramps. I feel like they used to be just like that, to where it was just like a car sideways in a ramp. I think that was specifically how it was originally was, and I like that they brought that there. I'm pretty sure I remember ramps like that, like doing ramps where it's just like one car. Having trouble trying to reset there, spinning around. Hit the jump there, break the rear on that. That jump. Go backwards over the bus, launch it over the cars. I would actually try to see if I can just ramp it completely, but no, it wouldn't work. Try to do like basically trying to make it fully like this, but no, my truck wasn't powerful enough. Maybe with a more like a faster truck, I probably could make it, but not with this truck, unfortunately. Not with these base trucks, not with them. Where that. I should have been looking at the combo score. And then I realized I haven't hit these, so why not hit them? There you go. And right up into the track, which would be the thumbnail. And I would give this track a 8 out of 10, mainly because, yes, there is a lot of stuff here. It's really cool. It's realistic. There wasn't really much to do. Again, there wasn't really that much. I'm trying to be as strict as for everything, to where I wanted to probably a 10 out of 10. Probably looks like a map that's basically based on the Las Vegas map, the Las Vegas World Finals, where Mad Scientist did his front flip. Yeah, that would be basically the best. Hold on, what's this? Hold on, let me. Yeah, I gotta shout this guy. This guy is insane with these scores. This one doesn't look that insane, but I remember one time I think he got 22 million at one point. That's insane. This guy is a legend. So I get this track I get this track an 8 out of 10, and I moved on. Oh, this track. It's called Forward Momentum Backflip. I guess I'll let you hear my reaction to this map. I can't see anything. And oh, okay. Got it. Oh, it gave me a corkscrew for some reason. What the? Yeah. Yeah, it was a little confusing for me. There was at least there's more than just that, but I feel like the forward to moving the momentum backflip wasn't actually working as intended. I tried it again a couple more times, but it just didn't really seem to work, unfortunately. Oh, I almost get stuck on that. I hit a bunch of ramps, and it's basically the main part of the run. I tried to hit that corkscrew ramp a bit more times. I would get 1,000,000, and rate this one a 6 out of 10. Because I think at the time I was also thinking of the category of functionality. Does everything work like it's intended? Anyways, next one was King of Indies presents Small Town Smash. And I thought this was really cool because it starts you outside the arena. So where you actually do have the drives. Though it probably does hinder you in the freestyle department because you do have to get there before you actually can perform anything. But that was fun. But still, that's pretty cool that it just starts you away. So I just basically decided to test out the drag racing part of this. And well, over that jump, spin this thing around, over that, spin around again, and that's the freestyle lane. If I hit the fence, I feel like those fences are a little too small, but whatever, I was able to look past those things. Oof. A small little wheelie ramp right there. I thought this was pretty cool. Pretty cool map. A small map, but sweet. Yeah, I don't want to play too much of the reaction footage because again, the copyright is a problem. I would rather just get like a partially blocked than a full on block. And basically, just for the rest of the match, I just played around with the trucks. The maximum destruction again with 1,000,000. I guess it's an 8.5 because I thought it was really cool that you just start outside the thing, and I thought it was like a nice little touch. I think. Because again, monster trucks do start outside the arena and then come in. I thought it was a cool touch. Anyways, next up is Thunder Alley. So it started outside the arena. I thought this was a really good map. Like for the most part. This felt like a World Finals map, and I did like the fireworks that come out every few seconds after I did something. Like that. Boom. Hold on, let me get my reaction with that. A lot of stuff to do here, looks like. Oof. Ooh, that's cool. Fireworks. That's... Oh, crap. World, Las Vegas. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to do here, looks like. Oof. Again, I'm a little scared of cover. Ooh, that's cool. Fireworks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and that was my reaction to that. It was a pretty cool feature. I like that. I like that feature. The fireworks. But then, as I was driving around here, after a while, right, it was right here. These are just on the timer. See, check the back. Hold on, I was a little off. Check the backflip. See if that works. No. Nope. Yeah, none. I checked all the backflips. None of them worked. Not a single one worked. Which was very unfortunate. Because this was a cool arena, but the functionality part really hinders it here. This would have been a 10 out of 10 if it weren't for the backflips. Messing up, I feel like. I feel like I should go back and give this a 10 out of 10, actually. Because this was really good. I mean, a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. Maybe I gave this an 8.5. I checked the last backflip, nothing. So yeah, unfortunately, nothing worked here. Anyways, yeah, I rated it an 8.5. I said 8.5. And then this one, Damon Arena. It doesn't look the best. But I was willing to go with it. Again, I had to review every map, whether good or bad. This one was kind of short. It was definitely not going to get the variety thing down, definitely. But there was something to it. I tried to, I guess that's a good backflip ramp, I guess. But there wasn't really much to do here. Basically, by the time I completed a few seconds of this map, you basically seen all it had to offer. And basically right there, that was all the thing had to offer, really, unfortunately. Try for a little longer and then find out that basically Maximum Destruction 00 again got a 5 million score. Yeah, not great. No, really, yeah, not great for me. Really good for them. Somehow, Maximum Destruction figured out how to get 5 million points on this map. How did he do it? I want to learn how. Because that is awesome. And I gave this map a 6.5. Anyways, next up we went to Crazy Stadium. And it looked cool. It looked awesome. There looked like a lot of stuff to do, and there was. I would say for the first few for basically coolness and variety, this was definitely this took the cake on those categories. But there was a big problem. One big problem. It was the realisticness of the map. Specifically, right here. Right there. basically part of the ramp was this basically out of alignment and basically made it to where basically if you went too far to the side, you would basically get stuck under supposedly a dirt ramp that shouldn't be floating. So yeah, unfortunately there was a floating prop that made it unrealistic. And after that I started noticing more things that were actually unrealistic. Oh, that too. So yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Over to your left, you got 3 of these that don't fall. They're basically static props that you can break. I would later attack them, but couldn't get the third one. I would try a backflip there, got like a bunch of things, like a corkscrew in that. Break through these vents. This would happen. Again, that's more the game itself. I would get away. I would drive over there and then see that right there, knock part of it. But again, look at that. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. So yeah, unfortunately, on the realistic factor, it did not go well. But this is still a pretty good map, and I definitely liked it a lot. And I would get third. I would give this one a 8 out of 10. Not quite an 8.5, even though I feel like I should have given it an 8.5. But yeah. Next up is Traxxas Stadium, which was interesting. Just hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold on. At one point I noticed. So it looked pretty cool. I was okay with it. But as I was driving around this arena, let me see if this is the moment.
Alright.
Is this no? Is this
okay? So here we go.
Yeah, all right, right. I was trying to test out the racing lane.
And
anyways, then
racing lane.
I noticed.
What is that? All right. What is that? I just spotted this ramp in the grandstands. Okay.
Yeah, and then I again spotted something else in the grandstands that wasn't supposed to be there.
Well,
when I turned around and
Traxxas is a little crazy. Why is there a random tree in the arena?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a random tree over here.
And nope. It's not only floating, but it's randomly in the grandstands as well. Why is there a tree randomly in the grandstand?
Yeah, that wasn't gonna bode well for this entire map. Again, there was quite a bit to do, but the whole the objects in the grandstands thing, just the realism. Unfortunately, it was fine. The map was fine, but the grandstand stuff, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because of the grandstand stuff. Next up, I went to Monster Jam 2011. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So let's see what the free roam's like. Whoa, okay, my truck just got dropped from the sky.
Okay, let's get a replay of that.
Okay, this looks like a track for race. So let's see what the free roam's like.
Come on, guys.
This looks like a track for racing, but we're still doing free roam. Like,
Hold on, guys. Let me get a better shot of this. All right, here we go.
like,
Random drop of the
whoa,
truck.
okay, my truck just got, like,
Drop.
whoa,
Random drop of the truck.
okay, my truck just got dropped.
So yeah, that moment. Interesting. Was a little bit interesting on that one. Ooh, on two wheels right off the bat. Hit the jump. And then I noticed cars here. I realized that that's probably barriers for turds. I realized this truck is more realistic than you really think. Because, again, originally cars were the things that usually keep the trucks from going too hard inside. Oh, it hit the corner a little too tight and hit the cars. And boom. And I'll do freestyle. I'm not sure if there was anything else really. Just that one part was a little weird. Just randomly dropping my truck out of the sky was a little bit weird. That ramp, I feel the big green ramp, I feel like could have been different in a way. I feel like it could have been placed a little differently, but whatever. Got a big skyway off of that ramp. Continued on, tried to get some jumps off of that ramp, but that didn't work at all. And at the end, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Well, it's a pretty cool track. Titan, luckily no dropping trucks this time. Everything seemed fine enough. And I did some jumping and all that. One thing I didn't get was the car there. That was the one thing I didn't really get. And it was a pretty nice track. Don't get me wrong, but was it the best thing ever? Probably not. I think at one point I did try the backflip. I think I've already tried that already. I think. I'm not sure. The backflip worked. The backflip did work out in the end. Backflip worked in the end, yeah. Pretty nice. Went over that jump again, and then basically the round ended. And I gave it an 8.5. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad map. It looked really nice and massive. It wasn't bad. And then I went to the first momentum backflip. Now this one was a little bit crazy. See if I can get my reaction.
Whoa.
Oh, and there's. Hold on.
Whoa, what the?
Oh, back it up.
High you go, okay.
And then
Whoa.
again, I'm trying to make sure the silence. I break the silence, so no copyrights.
High you go, okay.
All right, here we go.
Dodge the tire. Momentum. Whoa, what the? Okay.
Yeah.
Really? What was?
Yeah. I don't know what happened there, but it just did. I don't know, but I couldn't recreate that moment. Unfortunately, I couldn't recreate the moment, but I already knew what it was all about. Basically, it must have been all the cause must have been that camper must have caused me to get launched somehow. I'm not sure why, or how, but that's what happened. I would later also figure out basically the things on the side could get hit too. Realize that there probably could be a backflip ramp. I was annoyed by that. Kind of annoyed. Sometimes I would be annoyed because like this, I would be flipped over waiting for the score to end, and it doesn't. Or sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Really, just depends on the moment. Really. I'll hit this jump again, get some air, try the backflip, but that didn't work. Oh wow! Okay, that didn't count at all. Great. I guess if you lose your score dirt while you're upside down now, you lose everything. Right there, yeah, I noticed that part. And I think that actually gets transferred back to the other end of the arena. That was a pretty cool a pretty cool thing that the game had. Tried it on the other side, but the bus was a bit too far. The thing was a bit too far back. I'm trying to get again, but no, it didn't work. And I'll find that happened. This over here. Funny enough, if you check here before, it's not there. It's not at all there. But at the end, it's suddenly there. So that must be where they get like they don't get deleted from the map. They just get teleported away over here. I gave this map an 8 out of 10 because it was really cool. That weird thing was pretty cool. Some new tracks. I did letter P racing. Basically, this was the first one that I think I gave a 2-star on. Or like basically this one is like the first one I hated. This is basically my least favorite one of the video. The track is fine, but there isn't really much excitement. It's basically just you go forward, you take the turn, it's a little bump, I guess. You keep turning and turning and turning, and then you end up over here. And that's it. That's the racetrack. And then I figured out this. The track isn't actually level. Track is not level at all to basically anything here. Yeah. Just like that one map, it's easy to get your tires stuck in the map. But I did figure out like a way around this somehow to where I actually got up to crush the cars. So yeah, nothing really happened other than that. I gave this thing like a real bad score because again, there was no real use in thinking more about this. Rips are high above the ground. Yeah. 2 stars. The first one. Now, this map was actually quite nice. All the ramps were actually like full on dirt. They were just full on dirt. I didn't try the backflip yet. And then I basically tried my luck at the Leo Donald forward front flip, I guess, on accident, but no, it didn't work. Oh, bump there. It's hard to see, but there are a bunch of ramps around. There are a nice amount of ramps. All with different variations to them and all of that. Some nice racing lane. That one was a little bit. The backlit ramp kind of works. Spun around, hit the cars over here, landed it, came around, bumped that, for this ramp, wheelie it. It was a nice, this was a pretty good, nice map. Definitely a way to recover after the one before this. I actually hit the cars normally. Went back around to crush the other side because why not? The ramp got a little squirrely. Swinging great. Everything's fine. I didn't see that. Again, they're kind of hard to see, but still. And then I went for that ramp, which almost sent me into a backflip. Two wheels. Drift. There would be times at one point where I would actually try to get the combo right, but was unable to get one. So yeah, I would rate this map a 9. A 9 out of 10? Yeah, 9 out of 10. This map a 9 out of 10. And then this map. Again, unfortunately, the one map where the ramp was in the grandstands wasn't the only one where it had a weirdly placed ramp. This one had one as well. Way over there.
Nice jump.
Alright.
Okay, we got a ramp on top of the grandstands again.
Yeah, it's basically my only reaction. And then this ramp. Backflip. I love that ramp. That was my favorite ramp of this whole entire map. This was so cool just to be able to do this 4 momentum backflips all of a sudden. It was really cool. That was a nice touch to the map. I didn't care if it was realistic or not. It just was so cool just to do just a random 4 momentum backflip. That thing does a better 4 momentum backflip than literally the map's called 4 momentum backflip, because that one actually does a 4 momentum backflip where it actually works like a 4 momentum backflip. Ooh, 2 wheels. 2 wheel skills. And with those jumps, again, the ramps were awkwardly placed, but I was willing to pass by it because of that. Corkscrew, baby. I was getting a real high score on this one. Woo! That was one of the moments where I could actually focus on getting a high score, because I thought this was a really good map to do a high score on. And again, another momentum backflip that actually kind of got me stuck. Alright, crushing the cars. Around we go. Over the jump. Around the bend. Over that. And then basically I just did donuts here to end the map. And I think I gave, again, maximum destruction again with 11 million points on this map, which probably is, yeah, I could see that with this map. I got a pretty high score. And went really early on. I wasn't even trying. So I thought this was a really nice map. Really nice map. Again, shout out to Maximum Destruction. Oh, for the 11 million score that beat me. Jeez, legendary, bro. Legendary. Alright, and then add, whatever. And then I did Big Stadium. The Big Stadium. Yeah, the map is a little bit broken. As I would realize really quickly, the map is pretty broken. I thought for a second there was a BMW, by the way, that I just ran over. I thought that was that for a second, but no, it's not. Jump, yeah, random pieces are around. Tried the backflips, they work. They do work, luckily. So that's a nice little niceness.
Did Grammy and Pop Up leave again?
No. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I would continue doing random tricks and stuff. Over these guys. Down. Going back around. Hit the backflip again. Not enough momentum, unfortunately. Again, even the purpose-made backflip ramps from the game itself didn't actually. Sometimes they wouldn't work. So, again, can't be too hard on this one. I will try to get the thing to actually get the score right here. Hold on. Get a nice score going. 11,000 times 6 would be pretty good. Except the thing didn't end itself. It still kept going like if it weren't if it were I was just continuing doing a drift. I don't know why, but it didn't stop. I was actually kind of irritated by that. But again, not the map's fault, the game's fault a little bit. No, I probably would have been able to actually get close to that score, actually, and maybe even beat him. Oops. Well, let me get back to that. But unfortunately, no. Anyways, next up was a map called Walmart. This map was actually kind of fun. I liked this map a lot. It looked interesting. And it had a lot to do. There was a lot to do, and it was I actually found this to be a really good map to build the combo on. Like, this was really fun. This was a really fun map. And I loved how there's backflips on both sides of the arena. Where you can do backflip on one side and a backflip on the other. There was a lot of stuff to do here. There was a bunch of different variations in the ramps. There was still space to do a donut. I find this map really fun. Like, I highly recommend this map, and it weren't for the realism and like a few other things. Like, I don't know. I feel like this thing probably deserves a 10 out of 10, but I didn't give it a 10 out of 10, unfortunately. Like, even the backflips worked like they're intended. Even though I didn't make it, but still, it works. It worked. I tried the other one in a bad way. I'll keep trying to build that score up still as well. Oh, look at that. Look at that number. 60 times 15. All right, 80. I was about to get I think, times. And there you go, a million. That was a really good score. Pretty much my my best combo, I'm pretty sure. Unless I got a better one while moseying around here. I feel like first I would be really fun with this map. Ooh. Again, I just did free roam to where it's not about freestyle or anything. You get 2 minutes to play around, whatever, do whatever, and gain combos. It's basically kind of like practice, but with a time limit. And I actually did pretty well there. And I gave this map a 9.5 out of 10. Pretty much the highest of the day, I'm pretty sure. And then finally I did mini jump, which was going to be the last one of the day. But I also did like High with the Hell and AC/DC thing. I wonder, I'm still trying to figure out maybe to make the Mickey Mouse thing going on the background probably got the ban. Probably got the block thing, but I'm not sure. Yeah, this one was a little bit confusing because, again, some of the stuff were just hanging in the balance. For some reason, I didn't know why they were there. I couldn't tell why. position. I liked a lot of stuff around here. This felt like a really good map. And the backflip did work. And it felt realistic. Felt pretty realistic. Again, a lot of variety and stuff, but again, oh god, again the score counts is out again. Dang, bro. But then again, there's still the matter of the stuff is all around this arena for whatever reason. I don't know why, but the side things just broke for some reason. I'm not sure why. This is a pretty good map. I forget how I rated this one. Well, we're about to find out. And that would be... Oh! This would be the first 10 out of 10. I would actually give a 10 out of 10 out today. I thought that was a pretty cool thing. And then I would basically start ending the whole thing and then decide, no, this looks, I was thinking that looks demonic. And then I realized this was an AC/DC thing. It's like, oh, okay. So I decided to try it out. And there was actually actually a lot to do. There was a nice highway race thing going on. And then there was this sort of freestyle arena. And unfortunately, I couldn't get to the... Had fun there. I think I gave this... It said 8.5. And I tried the race function and realized real quickly how hard this thing was. Because again, no one has actually completed this track. No one has yet. Literally no one. I tried a few times actually to complete this track. But couldn't. I thought this was weird here. Hold on. And then...
What the? Okay,
Yeah, hold on, let's see.
what the? Okay, go.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. And then basically, and I won. Oh, crap. And then I'll apparently qualify for first. Somehow, I would qualify for first, even with a DNF. It said, basically, apparently people were completing this whole map. At least AI were completing this whole map. Oh my gosh. Completing this whole map in 3. They were completing this whole map in 3 seconds, I think. I think it was 3 seconds. For whatever reason. I don't know why. But that was the case. And somehow we, with a 0-minute time because of DNF, got first. And was able to move on to the second round. Hold on. Well, in my head, I was like, what?
Oh, what?
And well,
Wait, what? How did I qualify first?
yeah, I was confused. Did the game break or something? I'm not sure what happened. But something happened where I randomly got first. Don't know why. But it didn't matter because I would lose in the next round in the same way. But the funny thing is, I would actually get close to the end. I would pile my way through, like, just go, just go, just go, just go, just go, just go. And DNF. But look at that right there. That's the finish. I was right there. Knocked out. I would realize oh, okay, I literally got kicked. It didn't matter. I still needed to finish, and I lost. Yeah, no one was able to finish this map, but here's the thing. Like, even people with full power weren't able to finish this map. But here's the thing. As I was realized while scrolling around, see if I can get it.
Oh my god.
I would be right there. I was right there to the end. I feel like this is possible. I feel like you can finish this. I feel like. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you can finish this race. You just gotta be so perfect. You give yourself enough time to make it to the finish. I feel like you can do this. It'll probably give you like very little time to spare, but I feel like you can do this. But am I gonna try? Probably not. Again, I'm just reviewing the maps. I'm not trying to win the racing. Basically, I said that's it. I said some maps we're gonna do next, and that's basically about it. So yeah, I'm going to delete this because this was the original, and there's no use for this anymore since it had copyright. It got me blocked. Got this video got blocked completely. So I was like, oh, whatever. I'll decide just to do this. I was thinking, trying to figure out what am I gonna do, but I decided just to do this. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me. I'll see you next time. Bye.